Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of this podcast. I think it's the third episode of this podcast. I have some delicious coffee with me because I am obsessed. And let's get started. I also forgot about this microphone. Oops. The magic has been unveiled. But, what are we talking about? This whole episode, I have a whole outline listed here, actually. This whole episode is about CineGear and personal stuff and work and my face, kind of, sort of. So, first, CineGear. How was it? It was cool. It was fine. It was the first time that we were at the Warner Bros. Lot. For context, CineGear is kind of like an expo. It's like a tech expo for just filmmakers, essentially. The difference between that and NAB stands for National Association of Broadcast, is NAB is meant for almost everything media. So you get like news broadcasters, switchboards, along with like high-end cameras, but then documentary cameras as well. Whereas CineGear is primarily just for cinematic stuff. So you do get a lot of cameras and switchboards, but it's primarily for like TV shows. It's for cinematic stuff. So it was cool. Why was I there? Well, I was helping out Aperture once again with their booth. This time in particular, I was their event photographer, which was honestly one of the coolest things ever. I did go last year as well, but I was kind of caught between getting like B-roll video and photography, and they didn't really have a lot of photos at the end of the day because I was mostly focused on the video portion. So this year they hired one of their internal editors for video, and then they hired me for just photos, so that's pretty cool. Usually these are held at the Paramount lot, but this year it was at Warner, which was interesting. I think Warner's just trying to collect as much money as they can, or at least like they're trying to like recover as much money as they can, so they decided, we'll house your guys' giant event, why not? And it ended up being okay. It was probably one of the best booths out there, but it wasn't exactly as hype as it was last year. I also miss the Paramount lot because it's actually in like Hollywood, old Hollywood too. You can see like the part of the parking lot that they dug up and then built the Moses parting of the Red Sea scene in. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty sweet. I know one of the things I wanted to talk about as well was, I think I'm going to, thank you, phone. I'm definitely going to go by myself next year to both NEB and to CineGear, because every year I have gone to an expo like this, it's usually for the sake of a company like Aperture, and nothing against them. Just, it'd be really nice to go and explore on my own terms during the whole event. And that would just be really cool. That'd be a lot of fun. I briefly walked around this year, and I met up with someone from Insta360, met up with a friend that's currently working at Film Tools, and at NAB anyways, I met up with a lot of different people that had visited the Amran booth, but it'd be really cool to, at least for next year, to be able to walk around, go to the Premiere or the Adobe booth, go to DaVinci's, technically Blackmagic's booth, and just see people. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And plus, a lot of the after parties at NAB specifically are pretty wild. So, CineGear might be kind of sort of similar. There was one after party I went to, and that was actually pretty cool. We went to Cinepax, which is one of the coolest new studios out there because they have straight up a virtual set. They had like a Jeep and some foliage in front of this giant like screen, and they have at least at the time anyways, they had a cool like Jurassic Park themed like backdrop where you're being chased by a T-Rex, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty sweet. They also have some really awesome other sets. There's like a ramen exterior shop. There's an interior grocery store. It's pretty darn sweet. I'd love to shoot there. I know Aperture I shot there quite a ton too, so that'd be a lot of fun. But per day, oh no, my phone is gone. What are you doing? I do know as well, Um, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess like the year that I brought for my photography. So I brought the A7S III, which I know isn't exactly the best photography camera. It's only 12 megapixels, but it works nonetheless. It's not quite like a Panasonic or a Canon that has like 24 plus megapixels, which I keep hearing for a lot of people, you don't really need that. In fact, like that really only helps in like blowing up photos for print, but in terms of for online posting, you're fine. You're good. You don't need it. I also brought a Sigma lens, which is the 24 to 70. I think that's the lens. Yeah, nice, clean, sharp. It's all you need. And one other lens, which is I think like 12 millimeter, because there are certain angles that I really wanted to grab that I couldn't with my Sigma lens. But that's pretty much it. Obviously, extra batteries, a really big CF Express B or A card. I think it's an A card. Don't quote me on that. And then a Think Tank sling so that I could swap the batteries out whenever I need to. And I did bring my Polaroid camera because I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring the Polaroid. Why not? The biggest takeaway I got from this, though, was I guess like a little bit of imposter syndrome. I think being in a position where you feel okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but like being in a spot where you feel like you're not good enough or I can do better. I think that's a better way of phrasing it. I could do better. You see all these different people that are also in the industry and they're doing amazing. Roger Deakins had visited the Aperture booth, which is like fucking huge. That's so cool. And he was the cinematographer for Blade Runner for I think the first Dune. I could be wrong. No, a lot of Denis Villeneuve's movies. Oh my goodness, I know. No, Prisoner, Sicario, I think as well. He's done a lot of like really hype, great movies that are more like Oscar worthy and whatnot. So look him up sometime. But like, he's around. So here I am, just a robot who is trying to make his own movies. How do I feel about that? I'm shooting on an A7S, nothing super fancy. My lights are all LED. I'm shooting it in my living room. It works for what it is. But being surrounded by people like that is encouraging me to be better myself, to just keep going out there and to make the thing that I want to make. And I think that's a nice positive spin on what essentially feels like imposter syndrome. There's also an element where my old friend Valentina V met her like a couple of times when I was working right under Aperture, and she's recording a movie with, I mean, she's directing and DPing, as far as I know, this movie with Brandon Rogers, aka the voice of Blitz, and ahead of his own show. And that's blowing my mind. It's so cool. And then there's another friend of mine, Austin, who like used to work in Indie Mogul, became like a graphic designer for another company, and then he is now appearing in some of the behind the scenes for Corridor Digital. Like, what the heck? That's so cool. So there's a bit of imposter syndrome. My location's also interesting too. I live in the Seattle area, and all of this stuff is happening in the Los Angeles area. It's fascinating. It does make me miss the area quite a bit to know that opportunities are down there and the connections are down there. Not to say that they're not up here in Seattle, it's just fascinating. And so, spending time at CineGear, feeling kind of like an imposter has been interesting, but I'm getting better at it. I'm feeling better about my position, especially considering that I'm here making cool videos in a sci-fi way. So, I'm still working on circuit breakers and everything else. More details on that coming soon. But, yeah. I think the other thing, too, is filmmaking specifically almost doesn't feel like my crowd, but neither does content creating on YouTube. There's this weird uncanny valley that I feel like Rocket Jump / Freddie Wong was in for a while, that Corridor's kind of sort of still in a little bit, and it's telling stories in a cinematic way, but not in the traditional Hollywood sense. And that's kind of interesting, because I somewhat adore that, but also get so intimidated by it too. And so whenever I talk to people, I do have to think to myself, dang, wow, yeah, this guy is a hardcore gaffer, or he's a hardcore cinematographer, or he's a hardcore editor. And that doesn't feel right. None of that feels right to me. I even grew up thinking, oh man, I'm going to get into the movie industry through visual effects and I'm going to be a VFX artist. Growing up, no, that still doesn't feel right to me. Doing a little bit of everything, yeah, that kind of feels right to a degree. Granted, it's not like my final position that I want to be in, but it's just fascinating to see where life is taking me and how an artist kind of discovers more of themselves. Because I think without, say, cosplay, I wouldn't have found my love of being more robotic. And that's something that I wouldn't have pursued inside the filmmaking industry. Sure, maybe I could be a costume maker, but then what about, like, visual effects? I'd still have at least a little bit of love for that too. And so I don't know, it's interesting. All that to say, um, just keep doing you. I guess that's kind of the summary of that. And then one other thing too I want to poke about is there's a sense of community with CineGear, NAB, and all these different expos, especially within the filmmaking industry. There's a huge community there. Actually, I say that. It's fairly small. I feel like most industries feel somewhat fairly small. Like, as soon as you, like, start, then it's, it feels huge, but then the more you're in it, the smaller it becomes. I think that's only natural for almost any industry, but I don't know. It's just fascinating. I've met a beautiful community in the robot genre of the internet. And one interesting thing has been balancing out, especially with my videos and what I make, balancing out behind the scenes on a filmmaking level and being a robot character has been quite fascinating. And so the two are almost too separate, but I guess my next course of action is thinking, let's try more journal type videos rather than a behind the scenes of this. It's more so phrased as me just sharing my experiences. Like, oh, I just did this today. Check it out. So that'll be the next course of action with my video creating, along with obviously more sketches and telling stories, because that's what I'm originally here to do. But that's all about CineGear. Let me tell you a thing or two about crunch time. Since April 27th, so for context, I've been working a lot, and I will show you on my computer specifically what I've been working on after or at the end of this podcast. But crunch time is definitely real right now. It is currently June 27th on Thursday. We have been working on these videos for work. Citus link. I've been working on these videos since mid-April. Our original intention was to have a lot of the stuff wrapped up by the beginning of May, and that was considered a late time. I thought, okay, well, by late May it should be good, right? We should be, right? Well, it is currently the end of June, and we are just now cranking out a lot of these videos. I just finished one more video today. It's this recording and editing cue video for Citus Link. It's a part 2 to a video, and I still have one more to make. We've been going through a lot of crunch. What does that mean? In my opinion, crunch is just when you're literally crunching time. You're trying to, like, hit this thing in your head that's like, okay, we got the due date. Let's go. Last week, this is what I did. I spent all of my free time and all of my work time, obviously, working on these godforsaken videos. What I ended up doing was I would wake up at around, say, 8 o'clock in the morning, have a little breakfast, and then head straight to my desk and then work essentially until the end of the night. There might be 1 or 2 hours where I might hang out with a friend or something, but my free time, aka what should be 1/3 of my day, I don't even have that. I have maybe like 1/5 of my day dedicated to just not working. That is, oh hey, let's play Helldivers for like an hour or two. Oh, okay, cool. As soon as my friends hop off and go to sleep, I'm still editing until about 11:30 p.m., which means I don't go to sleep until about 2 a.m. because I just got off work. I'm not really, I mean, I am tired, but I'm not like sleepy. So, crunch time, definitely real. It can work if you have a due date, aka, it is currently Monday. Hey guys, let's get this done by Friday. That was last week's situation. that was last week's situation. They also gave me 2 more videos. Hey, could you help us out with an updated video? Because they developed the app so quickly that we had to literally add another video just to describe what are the biggest changes. Did we go back and re-record anything? No, they're already online, so instead, let's just make an update video and then just keep prodding along. Oh my goodness, here's one video that is literally 40 minutes long. Well, let's separate that out even further, split into 2 videos. This one video that I've been working on since April is still not done because of all these different videos that keep popping up, which also pushes my own videos off to the side because, again, we thought crunch time was happening. Hey, Friday is the due date. Cool, let's do this. I can sacrifice 1 week and get this done. Nope, it is currently Thursday of the following week, and we finally got 2 of 3 of those videos done, so... If you're an editor, I'm sure you know the struggle, and I'm with you. I feel you on that. And if you're the producer or the director or the boss of a lot of these projects, do understand that our editors are trying and we're doing our best. But without you having been an editor yourself, it's just incredibly difficult to say, oh yeah, this amount of notes or these amount of notes will only take 1 hour. How do you know this? It could be really complicated or it could be really easy. So it's kind of been wearing on my soul for quite a while that I just can't seem to get these projects done. Literally, again, end of April, I haven't really done anything. Sure, I went to CineGear, and that was in early June, but that was something that I knew was happening, and it's also still for work, that's not for myself. And so I have felt my soul kind of waver quite a lot, too. And I am trying to use that energy for more circuit breaker writing. Like, oh, hey, here's my perfect job. I'm an editor doing things remotely, but it sucks because I have literally no free time. What the heck is going on? Like, there's a story that I could tell from all this, and I'm excited to put this in the show. However, I need some actual time to then write it and then put it in the show. So, ideally, as of tomorrow, Friday, if not the following week as of Monday, Tuesday, I will be wrapped up. One other big stressful note is invoicing. For whatever reason, my work has just been really slow on invoicing. They just paid me today, and I invoiced them as of June 5th. They're a day late. Still, you know, that's not too bad, but you guys really maxed out that net 15 time frame. And hell, you technically even... anyways, sorry, I'm getting off topic. I'm just summarizing, or I should summarize. I've been very stressed out, and that's why I haven't been creating. And it feels like I've just been trying to go for the past half a year, when this year was supposed to be the year that I start circuit breakers up. So, wish me luck for some consistent work that's not going to kill me. Or work that I won't kill for. Because that's been a thing for a while. So... what was the lesson from all that? I would say set boundaries, something that I wanted to do last week. And I started applying these last week and into this week as well. Set boundaries. So if work says, hey, we're going to do some crunch time, and you do it, and they still extend the due date after all that crunch. I think that's the most infuriating thing, by the way, is we got everything done as of last Friday, and yet there are still notes being brought aboard. And then now we have to postpone these videos another couple of days. What the heck? Was it worth it? Really, was it worth it? No, in my opinion, not at all. So what was the point of me staying up until 2 a.m. just to go back to work and sacrifice so much free time? Yeah, do I get paid? I hope, sure, yeah, the invoice has been sent. But ultimately, I did not set boundaries for work. I decided that work was a lot more important than anything else in my life. And for that, I technically suffered from that. And again, crunch time can be important. You have a film festival deadline and you have like this film that you're working on. You gotta crank out, you gotta put in some crunch time to get it done sometimes. Maybe it's for the production as well. You're building out a costume or a cosplay for this film, and the film has been set to shoot at a particular date, and you're maybe 3 days until that starts. Well, got to put in some crunch time, get it done. Totally get that. That is a very good thing to have due dates for projects. It's when those due dates continuously keep going back and back and back. And so with that, set boundaries for yourself. Say, you know what, you guys already postponed 3, 4, 5 different times. What's the sixth time? At least, establish some boundaries so you, or I guess in my case, me, I can have some free time to do everything else. There's a particular quote that I keep hearing as of late, which is artists need to be bored to create. And I absolutely love that. As someone who is absolutely a workaholic, who isn't quite, especially recently, who isn't bored that often, I do feel as though my soul and my brain and my creative endeavors are starting to wane down a bit. And so, I don't know, it's one of those things where, it hit me when I read that, and I 100% agree with that. So, whoever is the quote creator, thanks for putting that out there. Okay. How about more personal stories? So, happy Pride Month, everybody. We only got a couple of days left, but hey, just because Pride Month's almost over doesn't mean you can not stop. Wait, hold up. Just because Pride Month's over, oh my god. Just because Pride Month is almost over doesn't mean you have to stop being prideful. Keep going out there and doing your best and being the best you could possibly be. Do you guys have any cool things that you have planned for Pride Month? When I went to Los Angeles, apparently the weekend of CineGear was also the weekend of their Pride Parade, so that's kind of cool. I did not go to it, but I am going to the Seattle one, so I'll see you guys there if you're around. I'm going to get a lot of gay stuff there, mostly just rainbow-themed stuff, maybe some bisexual things if I can find it. And any other spicier things I might find too, whether it's a hat or a pin. Last year I got some stickers, I got some sticky notes, and a pin that says faggot on it. And I don't know, I always find it funny. Just that word anyways. But speaking of Pride, hell of a boss. Most recent episodes, they've been pretty dramatic. Vivian, if you're watching this, I don't know if you are, but I love your stuff. Keep it up. You're honestly one of the biggest inspirations for me creating circuit breakers at this point. And if you guys haven't seen Hell of a Boss, or Has Been Hotel for that matter, but more so Hell of a Boss, highly recommend it. It's a bunch of gay demons and somewhat a day in the life. Their drama, life, and their wacky adventures. So highly recommend it. There aren't many robots in it, but that's okay. The story is the most important thing, so give it a shot. It's free on YouTube, on Vivian Madrano's channel, VivzyPop. Also, speaking of Pride stuff, you guys like sex toys? I got a couple of fake products that I want to put in the background for circuit breakers, and some of those products are indeed of a sexual nature, and so for those wacky types out there, stay tuned. I don't know for what, but I haven't started yet. I'm still in the concept phase for a lot of this stuff, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. So if you guys have any particular takes, maybe the best toys, the best usage, the best promotional material that you guys have seen, link down below somewhere, or DM me on Twitter, or Twitter probably, or email. You can find my email on the Mosaic website. And speaking of robot pinups, thank you, Micah Fusco, for recommending this. He thought a nifty product to both put inside circuit breakers and to also sell in real life is take a viewfinder. Those old toys where you put this thing up to your face and then you click through different photos. It's like a ring of photos or something. What if they were of robot pinups? I think that'd be hilarious and awesome and honestly legitimately kind of sexy. So as soon as I learn more 3D stuff, I would absolutely love to do something like that. So golly, yeah. Sorry, I'm just now getting tired. It's been a while, it's been a lot of crunch, and it's been quite exhausting. So I'll probably start wrapping it up here. Guess the last big update is I do have a lot of videos coming up, and I know I keep saying that at the end of every freaking podcast, and I really do. I'll go through in another video my desk layout. along with a walkthrough of Milanote and Notion for you guys, because I do think it's a kind of a cool thing to show from one creator to another, to share processes and whatnot. But I do have a ton of videos planned. Um, I guess one big update before I go is my face is kind of broken. Long story short, these LED lights, these optics of mine, I don't know what's going on. The red diodes seem to work. Green, blue, those work. It's the white ones that are just kind of diffused, and I don't know why. So, in the meantime, I don't really have the capabilities to go outside and record some stuff unless it were just for the sake of, like, I don't know, the back of my head or wide shots, I suppose. Indoors, I have these lights set to a very low intensity, but still, I don't necessarily have the brightness that I used to anymore with these LEDs. So, before Circuit Breakers, the show starts, I am hoping that I can develop either new LEDs to insert in this mask, or, better yet, in my personal opinion, just get or build a brand new head. So, wish me luck. I got a busy summer ahead of me, and a semi-decent busy fall coming up, and then December's always busy, so hopefully I can find or make enough time to put in the energy to make that, along with the show itself. It's looking like more and more that the show will start next year. Realistically, I would love to shoot during fall of in the Seattle area. It's nice. The weather is good. The amount of light that you get outside is really nice. But also you get to see the leaves change and whatnot. So I think that'll be the plan for next year. And this year is primarily just producing. And on Circuit Breakers, so I have been jotting down a lot of notes, embracing a lot of the weirdness. I think I already talked about some of the weirdness from the last podcast. At least I hope I did. Yeah. Yeah, so wish me luck. I guess that's the theme of this episode. Just set some boundaries for yourself. Go be creative. Allow yourself to be bored when you can. Crunch time is important too when there's a finite due date. Now, what if I show you guys some cool, fun, nifty things? I'm gonna set down this prop. I went to a zine making workshop, and that was really cool. I've never made a zine before, but it was pretty fun. It was I don't know. I've been wanting to make a zine of some kind. I just didn't quite know how to go about it yet. And I have made a few digital zines before because I figured, I can just print it out if I need to and then fold it up in a zine to then either give to people or whatnot. But to make one from scratch, no printer, no computer, just my hands. Let's craft it. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Also, my journal. Check it out. I have this really old journal, like it's a German name. I don't know, the company's German, I think. But they have a very dark and red aesthetic, and I decided let's customize it a little bit. So the interior is still very much red, but the little tassel to keep the journal from flopping around is blue, so that's cool. And the little tassel that I have for my bookmark is yellow. I thought that's really cool. It's, the primary colors to a degree. It's also somewhat, or at least very similar to the colors that I have for MozaicStudios. So, yeah. I've been journaling a lot more, writing down a ton of ideas, drawing, creating some nifty notes for myself. I've even, inserted sticky notes and whatnot in here. And I have only a few pages left. I think I literally have 3. Yeah, maybe even just 2. And it's been a lot of fun. I've been doing this for a long while, since I was in Los Angeles even. In fact, right before I moved down to Los Angeles was when when I bought this journal. And that was 2018, so it's been quite a while. And oh yeah, a little sticker on the back, a QR code to MozaicStudios. And it's a little chibi me. Yeah, it's been a good ride. The cool thing about this journal too is you can take out the pages and keep the cover inside with, whatever you have for your cover pieces and whatnot. So it's great because the cover can just hop from one era to another. Once you're done with all the pages here, you just take out the pages and you insert another however many pages, and it's great. Used to bullet journal a lot. Now I use Notion, so yeah, I don't know. It's nice. There's no real reason why I'm showing you this. I just thought it's cool. Um, let's see. Anything else? I thought there was something else I wanted to show off. I guess not. Well, I'll probably have an intro or an outro at my desk, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. For those of you who have stuck around still waiting on videos, I appreciate your patience. It means the world to me that you still invest your time in engaging with my videos and my art. So thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next time. Stay artsy. And if I'm still here, okay, cool. Then, yeah, let's head over to the desk and I can ramble about how awful things have been. Hi. Here's my editing system, Adobe Premiere. This is what I've been up to. It's a lot of screen capture, modifying goodness, I guess, if you want to call it goodness. The primary thing that I like to use is Frame.io, and so does Work. Wow, look at that. However, we have multiple videos here. We have what is lighting control in DMX. The interesting thing about this one is we're on now version 9, and it has 36 notes. Oh, that doesn't seem so bad. Wait a minute. Not until you take a look at version 7. How many notes does version 7 have? 146. What the heck? How much did version 8 have? 9? Oh, that's not so bad. Okay. Wait, why does that have 9 and yet version 9 still has 36 notes? What the heck? Let's go to version 6 then. 48 notes. Version 5. 90 notes. What the heck is going on? This is why it's important to know your script and to actually have like the core, the foundation, you know, your blueprint for the video done. You know, you could have like some things here and there during the script, or during, I guess you should say, during the production. Yeah, some things might change around here and there, but man, being an editor is not fixing mistakes, it is enhancing the vision. At least to me, and you know, that's how I run things. That's just one video, too. There are 2 other videos. This one was done earlier this week. There are, once again, 10 versions, and each version has its own amount of notes. 69 nice notes for version 7. Version 9, how many does this one have? 6. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, cool. Version 8, what do we got here? Oh, no, nope, it's back to version 7. All right, how about version 8? 11. Okay, so that actually looks pretty regular. But this was the cut that I lost sleep on, and it was awful. Because I thought if I lost sleep, got it done on time, that it would work out. No, that's not it. That's apparently not how it works. This is the edit that I just got done with today. Like, before recording this podcast, this is what I just got done editing. So, version 3, okay, how many notes do you have? 80 notes. Version 4, 3, okay, that's not bad. Wow, that's actually a huge improvement. Dang. Version 5, why do you have 36 notes? What is going on? We literally had to fight the producer to say, you're done. Wrap it up. I still have the DMX video to create. In fact, actually, let me go to status. Approved. Great. On top of that, you have to make like a little social media promo for these videos. That's fine. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. But yeah, a lot of this BS. You can see on my timeline here too, how much layering I have to create for these graphics. Most graphics are caught between, most of these, that's not even good grammar. Most of these graphics are just small little like text windows, or they are little button presses for these screen recordings. In order to load a key. Or in fact, let me try finding one that has a lot more, because that'll be a lot easier to see.
Merge queue and press OK. This will replace
stuff like that. Honestly, not complicated at all for an edit. The bastard part of this project is as soon as you change one small thing here, like, hey, we gotta redo the VO, we gotta insert more footage here, we gotta do whatever the case is, that means I have to rework the pacing. I have to rework the music. And if I went through and processed any of this audio for the dialogue, I have to process that too. And that's been the most complicated part, and it's been awful. So, there you go. That's what I've been up to. 3 of these types of videos where they're constantly being updated. There's one video. In fact, it is... Where'd my mouse go? What is 1.1? Again, 10 versions of this one video. The original video was supposed to just be like 5 minutes. It was supposed to be an update video on, hey, we spent too long making other previous videos that there was an update in the app already, so here's what was updated. This, and this. Congratulations. Here's the next tutorial. You know, simple 3, 4, 5 minutes. It ended up being 9 minutes? 9 minutes and 7 seconds. This is probably the most bitter you'll see me, actually, but at least a real bitter vibe. But oh my goodness, I am so done with these videos. But on that note, you guys have fun. Have a happy Pride. Hold on. No. Hello, get out of here. On that note, you guys have a good Pride. Stay safe, stay artsy, and wish me luck.